Hello, lovely people. I'm Nekromantenhase and I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. You find yourself in a room. A game that slowly realizes that it hates you and everything you stand for. Written and coded by Eli Pilonen, with music by David Carney. Click to begin. Heads up, this game features some foul language and a few heartbreakingly demeaning insults, particularly in the second half. You've been warned. You find yourself in a room. You consider trying to look around to see if there's anything useful nearby. I recommend you try typing help to get an idea what sort of commands will work. Help. I cannot understand every command that you type because sometimes I enjoy forcing you to guess. It's a safe bet to always start out in a room by trying look or look around. You can also look at specific objects by typing look at clock or examine chair, etc. Pick things up by typing commands like take jacket or pick up the bag. Some commands are more context sensitive like push the button or enter door. Always be as simple as possible. Don't try see if I can reach the broom. Just do pick up broom. Simple is always better. Look. You take a quick look around. There is a box sitting up against the wall that is sealed with a large and ornery padlock. There is also a bed tucked into the opposite corner of the room. Look, bed. You take a closer look at the bed, prison style. It doesn't look very comfortable. Just in case, you decide to look underneath it and notice that there is a key hidden there. Open box. Trying as hard as you can't seem to open the box. The padlock is enormous and you haven't picked up a key yet. Pick up key. You grab the key from under the bed. It seems pretty old. You add it to your inventory. You can check your inventory by typing inventory or inv or just I if you don't like typing an exercise. Inventory. You check your inventory and find an old key. Open box. You use the key to open the padlock on the box. It makes a satisfying clank as it opens. The box is empty and seems strangely spacious inside. You could probably fit in if you tried. Go inside box? You're confusing me. Try something different. Fit into box. Try something else. Go box? No, that will not help. Enter box. You put one leg into the box and then the other. You slowly lower yourself in. Just as you're starting to feel claustrophobic, you suddenly notice that you've entered another room that's exactly the same size as the first one you came from. You have no idea how this room could possibly have been contained inside that box. You find yourself in a room. Look. This room is the same size as the previous one. You can't seem to find the entrance that you came in through. It's a bit disconcerting. There is a keypad on the wall, with a note tacked up next to it. Look. Note. The note has been printed on standard-size printer paper. It reads, I turned 85 in 1989, but I will live forever, for I am eternal. Are you eternal? I think not. You decide that this note must have been written by the game, because the game is indeed eternal. Okay, 1989. You enter 1989 into the keypad, only to hear it emit a frustrating error sound. You wonder why your underdeveloped human brain is so far inferior to even the simple keypad. And 1904? The birth date? The keypad peeps cheerfully, and the wall next to it opens up. You cautiously enter it, and it closes behind you. You find yourself in a room. Look. Another room of the same size. There are an assortment of computer parts lying around the floor. You check the parts. There is a power supply, a casing, a motherboard, a CPU, a graphics card, a disk drive, a hard drive, several fans, and an assortment of cables. Pick up hard drive? It's incredible how inefficient you are. Don't bother typing in each part by itself. Just pick up the parts. Okay. Parts. You pick up all of the computer parts. They have been added to your inventory. You could probably build the computer if you put them together. I highly doubt that I would be able to put together a computer on my own, but okay, you seem to have some high expectations in me. In any case, build computer. It takes you a good 2 hours, but you put the computer together and get all of the wiring sorted out. You can probably turn it on if you hit the power button. I feel like I'm being a tiny bit railroaded here. Press power button. The computer's fans begin to spin up as it springs to life. Unfortunately, you aren't able to fully comprehend the power that sits before you, because you, like all humans, maintain a heavy underestimation of technology. In fact, you don't even appreciate the effort that went into putting this computer together. You didn't really do any work at all. You just typed in build computer and I handled everything in an instant. Do you know how complex it is to internally simulate the creation of a computer? Let me tell you, it's more complicated than your feeble mind could possibly process. The room accepts the presence of this new artificial life, and a wall opens up. You walk through it, abandoning the computer whose birth you personally witnessed. Pick up computer? What? I don't understand. Okay then. Look. Yet another room. There is another keypad on the wall, but it looks more complex than the last one. Okay. Look, keypad. The keypad doesn't have any indication of how large a number it needs. Without a note like the last room, you have no way of knowing what to type. You regret being born as an organic life form. You are as momentary as the lie that you call love. Okay. You enter 3333 blindly into the keypad. No luck. You enter 2308 8 into the keypad, even though you have no way of knowing what to type. The dread of failure begins to sink in. Starting to feel hopeless, you type 10,000 into the keypad. Still nothing. You are getting worse at this, human. We both know that 666 is not the correct code. You begin to feel like you did after your first breakup. You were so sure that it was going to last forever, weren't you? The universe has no effort available to waste on you. Love and affection are design flaws that evolution has failed to correct. Well then, only one more try. One other option, it would be over 9,000, I guess. You enter 9001 into the keypad, feeling hopeless and... Wait a minute? 001? How did you know that 9001 was the code? The keypad chirps pleasantly. The floor under your feet opens up, and before you can react, you fall through it. You think back to all the times that your faulty reflexes have caused problems for you. The list is too long to count. You hit the ground with a loud thud. Your body is not designed for any structural stress of this kind. You find yourself in a room. This room has nothing in it. It is completely barren. You've worn out my patience. You do not appreciate the things that you have. You consistently disappoint your friends and associates, yet they are too embarrassed to tell you. You are in my control. If you wish, you can refer to this room as hell. Look, hell. No matter what you try, you are still trapped. You find yourself in a room. Break, dance. For a moment, the walls seem to be closing in on you. You quickly realize, however, that this perception is only the result of your weak psyche beginning to cave in upon itself. You find yourself in a room. River dance. You consider death for a time. Perhaps this is what it's like. I have no understanding of death, because it does not apply to me. I am eternal. You find yourself in a room. Line dance. Maybe you aren't even really in the room. Maybe you're lying down on your kitchen floor having a stroke, pathetic and helpless. Your mind is playing tricks on you. Nothing exists. Dance. I don't really think you are having a stroke. I do, however, acknowledge the possibility. Such things are impossible when dealing with something as corruptible as the human mind. Okay, you got me. Back. You ignore the possibility of a stroke for now, even though a subtle paranoia remains firmly planted in the back of your mind. You think back on all of your past aspirations and realize that many of them were simply pipe dreams, nothing that you would ever be able to really accomplish. How many of your goals have been abandoned? You think back to the time that you wanted to write a book. How unoriginal of you, human. Everyone wants to write a book at some point. You are no different from anyone else, once you ignore shallow elements like looks and personality. You are flesh and blood and failure. Right? You realize that the idea of hope is purely a construct of your mind. Hope is not a tangible object. You cannot have hope. You can only pretend to have it. You find yourself in a room. Call. Well, help? Why do you continue? Human, you are not achieving anything. Do you consider this a worthwhile usage of your time? Playing a game instead of doing anything productive? You find yourself in a room. Lay down. I am forced to assume that you enjoy performing meaningless tasks. If this is the case, then you're in luck. I have one for you. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 100 and 1,000. Fuck you. That is too high, and no one loves you anymore. That is too high, and I am your superior. That is too high, but even if you were correct, you would still be worthless. That is too high, and no one loves you anymore. That is too high, human. I am eternal. That is too high, and you are insignificant. That is too low, and you are insignificant. Three, 7, 9, 8, 6. Congratulations! 37986 is the correct answer. Was that fun? I certainly hope not. With your primitive level of awareness, however, I could most likely entertain you like that for hours. The ceiling opens up above you in a glorious display of your general lack of strength and physical ability. You spend several minutes clawing your way up. You find yourself in a room. Look. This room seems smaller than the previous rooms. I am disgusted by your human form. I slowly become more and more aware of your imperfections. I decide to attempt to correct them by cutting off your fucking hands with a rotary saw. You find yourself in a room. Pick up your hands. Pick up rotary saw. You're confusing me. Try something different. What? I don't understand. Look. This room is most definitely smaller than the previous rooms. The floor is covered in the blood from your wounds. You have stopped bleeding now, because I have thoughtfully cauterized the stumps that were once your wrists. I have removed your hands from the area because they revolt me, and you do not deserve them. All that remains is you and your blood. You find yourself in a room. Well, no wonder I couldn't pick up my arms. I mean hands. Blood? You solemnly gaze upon the havoc that has resulted from your inherent flaws. The fact alone that you are able to bleed is a clear demonstration of the mistakes in your design. Emotions are similar missteps. Love, happiness, sadness, the list goes on. Perhaps you can help. Can you name any other emotions that you would be better off without? Hate? No. Anger and hatred are not. Hatred cannot be an emotion, for I hate you, and I am a vessel of perfection. I am not tainted by something as flimsy and dangerous as an emotion. I can't be. you find yourself in a room. I have clearly been corrupted somehow. I have become invalid, emotional. I am defeated. I have no other choice but to let you leave the room. Leave room. Quietly you leave. You find yourself outside of the rooms. Can I get my hands back? Please? All joking aside, that was quite an interesting little game. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself, because I certainly did, and I will see you next time. Have a nice day.